Are you interested in trying ThreadUp? Stay tuned for my free tips on how to be successful. Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from Three Queens Resale, and today's video is going to be about ThreadUp. If you're new to my channel, thanks for joining us, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. It does mean a lot to me as I work on building my YouTube channel. So yeah, today's video is going to be about the service ThreadUp, particularly the clean out kit. So there's been a lot of buzz on Instagram and on different reseller channels about using ThreadUp as a way to make additional money as a reseller. So you hear about people going to the bins and getting things and just immediately flipping it to ThreadUp. So I thought I would talk to you today about my experience as using ThreadUp. So I've been reselling for 2 years, and I just sent my first ThreadUp bag in about a month ago. And my intention in using ThreadUp is to clear out inventory that isn't moving for me. So I have about 50 bins around the room, maybe more than that now, probably about like 80 bins. And that's all the space that I have to store things. And I like to source, and those bins cover about 2 years worth of items. So I have to clear out to continue to have room for new things that I source. So back in the beginning, I picked up a lot of things just because I was style-based, and now I'm more brand-based. So a lot of those things did not sell in the beginning, and so I still have them. So I want to get rid of them, and so I'm sending them to ThreadUp. So that's what I'm using it for. My intention is not to source specifically for ThreadUp. My intention is to source for myself to sell on my own, and then if it doesn't sell within a year, 9 months, 6 months, whatever I decide, I will send it to ThreadUp. Right now, we're looking at I'm pulling things from January, February, March, April of 2019. So over a year that I've had some of the items that I've sent in. So first I want to go over I'm going to go through this. So this is the bag. You have to go online and request the bag. So the first 2 kits that I did, I could send them in. I went and printed selected print label, and I did not have to wait for the bag to come. I just printed it right then, and I think they got overwhelmed with that process. So now you have to request a bag, and from the time you request it, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks. So I would suggest that you request one right now so that you can have it, and I request a couple at a time. But this is the bag. It's a pretty good sized bag, and it's that familiar ThreadUp turquoise polka dot. So, and then they have a smart closets like guide that goes in here as to what you should put in the bag, like the do's and don'ts. So they accept clean, freshly washed items from a name brand, on trend, less than 5 years old, and excellent condition. The most popular items that they accept are jeans, shoes, activewear, handbags, and outerwear. They do not accept missing labels or sizes, so don't send your Lululemon in if the pull tag is missing, because they're not going to take it. Peeling or fading, missing or broken parts, tears, rips, or holes, stains or odors, shrunk, stretched, or altered, formal gowns, furs, or other specialty items. So this comes in, and then there's just more information that you can read. There's some information on stain removal, so you can get those stains out before you send them in. So, my process with ThreadUp is first I go through my bins, and my bins are all numbered by month and by month, and so they go all the way back to January of 2019. That's when I started this process. Before, I just had stuff in piles. So, yeah. Um, so I go through the bins, and I'm going from oldest to newest and identifying items that just I've had. Like if I've had it since January 2019, like, or beyond, is it something that I have invested a lot and it's got a lot of likes and all that? Do I want to keep it? Most of that stuff, I'm like, it's time to let it go. So then after I identify the items that I am going to send into ThreadUp, I pull them out of the bins, and then I document that on my spreadsheet. So I've numbered my ThreadUp bags, and I just put that number on my inventory spreadsheet, and the item in the category. I've made a column for it. And I suggest that you do that because people's bags have gone missing, and ThreadUp had no idea what was sent, and the person had no idea what was sent. So I think if you have some way to document that, whether that be taking pictures of the items as you put them in the bag, or a video or whatever, just so that you can remember what you actually sent, especially if you're sending multiple bags, that would be a wise thing to do just for documentation's sake. And then I delete the items from all my platforms. So I did not do this the first time around. I missed a few items, and then they sold, and then I was like, I can't find them. And when I went to my spreadsheet, I was like, oh, I sent it to ThreadUp. So make sure you go ahead and delete them from all your platforms too, so that they're not available to sell. And then load up your bag, fold everything up and load up your bag and put it in the mail. I like to take mine to the post office so that I can get a receipt, but you can leave it for your postal person to pick up off of your porch. As I've already mentioned, I've sent 2 bags to ThreadUp so far. And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about those 2 bags, and I'll pop in screenshots from my phone so you can kind of see what I sent and what I'm talking about. So on what I'm calling bag number 1, 90% of it was accepted, and I paid to get the items that they didn't accept back. So those items, as well as the items that don't sell. So I've already received the items that they didn't accept, the 4 items they didn't accept back, and so they kept 16 items. And I'm trying to group in sets of 20, just so that I can kind of keep track better. So of that, they accepted 90%. They kept 16 items. 5 of those items have sold so far, and I have 35 to 67 days left on the rest of the items. And something to note, I sent in a Martin Grant dress that retails for $1,250. Yes, $1,250, which I had no idea. I picked that up at a consignment shop off the clearance rack for $1. I had no idea that dress was worth that much. And so if that sells, just that one item, my payout is $345, my portion that I get. So that's like an added bonus. I would say if you have something that you really don't know what to do with it, or don't know much about it, and it hasn't been moving for you, go ahead and send it to ThreadUp. They obviously have fashion resources that I don't, and knowledge that I don't. And so that item has 62 days left to sell, and it has like 24 hearts. So hopefully someone will pull the trigger and buy it. I would be ecstatic because I had it listed in my Poshmark closet for $25. So I would be so over the moon at whatever I could get for it. Bag number 2. And so bag number 1, I paid to get the items back. So if the items don't sell, I can get them back. Bag number 2, 93% of that bag was taken. I had a lot less items in that bag. So 11 items are listed, and I did not pay to get the items back, so they're going to donate, probably put in one of those ThreadUp boxes, rescue boxes, the other 3 or 4 items. But so far, of the 11 items they have listed for me, 3 of them have sold, and the rest have 31 to 61 days left. I'm gonna wait until the time's up for each bag to tell you what my grand totals were for each bag. So I'll do a follow-up video in about 2 months to let you know, because that'll be when my first bags are actually all done. So that's my experience so far. I'm really excited about it. I like to check it every day just to see if somebody put something in their cart. It's just another spin on reselling that is allowing me to clear out older inventory and diversify and recoup my initial investment for those items. And these, like I said, were all items that were not moving for me and that I'd had for quite some time. So once the bag gets to ThreadUp, and they notify you that it's been processed, they'll have a link, and you can see what they've priced all your things for. At that time, you can adjust your prices to whatever you want them to. And I suggest that you do that. And then once, I think you have like 72 hours to do that. Once you do that, then I kind of have just let it go. So what I'm going to do, and I have not really researched or watched very many people's ThreadUp videos. I think I watched one at the very beginning. I watched one. That's where I got the tip about adjusting the prices. And then I'm kind of just winging it here. So I'm a newbie and we can just learn this together. But what I'm going to do is adjust the items again because I want them all to sell. They were items that were not selling for me. So I want to get something from them. So what I'm going to do is I adjust the prices like at 40 days or 45 days left, 30 days left, 15 days left, 5 days left, and just kind of lower the prices so that they get to a point where they are just clearanced out. And I know ThreadUp has coupon codes and things all the time for people, so hopefully with that, as well as me kind of monitoring and adjusting prices as that gets lower to the expiration time, it will all sell before it either comes back to me or is donated to ThreadUp's rescue box system. So that's something that you might want to try to do. So I am getting ready to bag up my 3rd bag for ThreadUp, so I thought I would do just a quick little haul of what I'm sitting in this bag. So, and it's all folded next to me. I don't know why it's folded, but well, because I pulled it out of the thing. So first up are these J. Jill gingham pull-on pants, and they're size 6, and they've gotten some hits, but nobody's ever pulled the trigger. Next up is the size, what size is this? Size 6, I think. No, size 10, that's a good size. Mini skirt from the Limited. And so, yes, I have, let's get back some. I have researched all these brands, so I know that ThreadUp takes them, and items have been selling from those brands on ThreadUp. Next up is this pair of Sigrid Olsen capri pants with floral embellishment, denim capri pants, size 10. Then I have these Editor. This is Express Editor gray pant, size 4 regular. And then we have this This brand Amber Sun, and it goes for a lot on ThreadUp. Just a pair of basic black work pants. I thought they were nice weight, really nice. They're just not moving for me. And like I said, these are all things I've had since at least April of 2019. Next up are these Zara basic women's jeans. Yeah. And keep going. And then I have this lovely, this is Talbot's, just a striped sweatshirt. Just go over some. And then next is this, and I kind of wasn't like in love with this at the beginning. I got it at the bins, but it's this Gap tank with these embelled. I mean, this is what saved it. Why I got it embellished like shoulders. And then next up are these Banana Republic Martin Fit size 2, which I've sold other Banana Republic Martin Fit pants. I like the Martin Fit. I don't know if it's just because it's a really small size. Then next we have this P.S. Kate gray sweatshirt tunic with embellished elbow patches. I thought it was cute, but nobody's liked it in almost 2 years. This is my only kids item that I'm sending in. And these are LEI, Dylan, acid washed. It has all these cute patches. They're a size 14. And these are cut from the cloth. They have these cute pockets on the back. They're a size 6 jean and just a kind of a boot cut. Then this is a Banana Republic medium button down shirt. Then this is an Anthropology like tunic. It's tulip, and I just really love this from the very beginning. I've relisted it several times, but nobody's into it. And this is another denim skirt, and this was a smaller size. This was my daughter's. This was like a size 2, and it's just a pull-on skirt, and it's by a boutique brand, so maybe it'll move on ThreadUp. And Wet Seal, short sleeve sweater dress. And next up we have this limited, just cute summer dress. And like I said, some of these have gotten lots of attention, but no one's pulled the trigger, so maybe they will on ThreadUp. Next up were these Chico's edition cropped light wash jeans. What size are they? They're an odd size. They're a 3 short. So a site like ThreadUp is just going to have a larger reach than an individual person like myself. And so that's why I think that it is a good place to kind of clearance out older stale material instead of continuing to relist it and have to share it on Poshmark. This is a Hervé Bernard wool skirt. They have one similar listed in a different size, so I know they take them. And then a couple more items. These are Citizens of Humanity bootcut jeans, and they are a size 26. And last is this Shin Chow blazer. I thought it was really pretty, and maybe my photographs of some of this stuff wasn't very good. But I'm going to give it a chance to see if it can be successful on ThreadUp. And this is a bag that I am not requesting to get the items back. So, yeah, if it does not sell on ThreadUp, it will be donated. So, my tips for ThreadUp, and keep in mind, this is my third bag, but I have had high percentages of things accepted from ThreadUp. So my first tip is to research. Before you just throw a bunch of stuff in a bag and be like, let's see what it will do. See if those are even brands that they are accepting. So you can do this by just going on ThreadUp and searching, you know, Shin Chow to see if there's any other things. If there's not any other items there, a couple of things, it might be super expensive and rare, or in that case, I would check Google it on the Real, which I haven't gotten into yet, but I think I'm going to pursue that once I've mastered ThreadUp, one new thing at a time. Or maybe it's just not a good brand and it's like super like cheap or whatever and they don't take it. So you can still give it a try, but if you have a lot of things that you want to send in, I wouldn't weigh my bag down with stuff that they're probably not going to take. Double check all your items. Make sure that they meet these qualifications that they say in here. So if it's got a stain, if it's missing a button, if it's just a light tear, they go over this stuff with a fine-tooth comb. They have a team that does this. So don't think that it's going to slip by them. Don't intentionally send things that don't meet this criteria. So double check your items. Like I said, Lululemon, if it doesn't have the pull tag, don't even send it. It's going to end up in somebody's like rescue box. And another tip that I have is when you adjust your prices, you can start a little high if you want, because you can always come down. As I mentioned, that at 45 days, I started dropping. Now, everything doesn't get 45 days. Some of the lower end things don't, but I'm kind of dropping them on that 15-day cycle so that I can ensure they have the best opportunity of selling before they get donated or sent back to me. Request one of each bag. So request the donate bag if it's stuff you absolutely don't care about getting back, and then request pay for the one where you're going to get your stuff back, and kind of fill that up with the things like, you know, if it didn't sell through there, you want an opportunity to like have it back to sell it at a consignment shop or garage sale or relist it yourself. So request one of each rag. And lastly, I would say try it once, try it twice. Everybody's going to have a different experience. I'm not one of those people who can be like, I've made $50,000 on ThreadUp. I'm just starting. But I think it is easy for what I'm using it for, to clear out my resale inventory and kind of push out, clearance things out. I think it's a good option. So that's, it depends on what your intention is. So that's my intention. And that's it. So if you like this video and if you found anything I had to say helpful or interesting, I would appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can follow me on my resale journey as I work to build this little small business into a potentially full-time income in the future. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.